Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to repair an inoperative wiper system on a Chevrolet Equinox by replacing the transmission and motor assembly. One way to tell if the wiper assembly is actually faulty, the transmission, if you hear it running and it doesn't look like it's moving, it's more than likely the transmission, one of the arms has come disconnected or something's broken in there. But if you grab the wipers and easily pull up and they move, that's a good sign that your transmission assembly is faulty. Alright, let's go ahead and remove these clips. They're little pushing clips. Take your claw tool, stick under it, pull the middle out, and slide it up. On this side right here, you're going to want to pull this rubber seal off. And it's got a little part right here where it'll kick back. It's got a push in, so go ahead, pop that up and pull these push-ins back. Let's go ahead and move these center push-ins again. All the way across. Do the same for this side. Pick that up. Put it to the middle, pull it out. Got these pop-ins, pull up on them, pull it back. Once you get that done, let's go ahead and take these caps off the wipers. Just get underneath of it and pop them off. Then using a 15, let's go ahead and remove the nuts. Once you have the nuts off, what you can do is right here where the little brake is, where the two sections are, you can push down and pull up. Just keep pushing down and pulling up until it breaks loose and it'll slide right off. Do the same thing for this side. Now that you got the wipers off, let's go ahead and disconnect the cowl right here in the corners. Flip this piece of plastic. Now, the way this is on is you have these push-ins in the front and then there's pop-ins all the way across the top. So what we're going to do is lift it up, pull it across, all the way. Slide this up, disconnect your hose right here. This is for your washer line. You can take this out of your way. After the cowl's out of the way, you have access to the motor and the transmission assembly. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and disconnect the motor. It has a little push up right here. Push it up, slide it off. Now you have three 10 millimeters. You're going to go ahead and remove these three 10 millimeters. Lift it up. Sometimes, like I said, if the cowl was, or excuse me, if the transmission's messed up, you won't be able to get it out. It'll be binding. So just move it on the inside, just like that, until you can find out where it is. You can see my piece here is broken. The plastic clip broke. That's why we're replacing it. You can just replace just the transmission assembly, but the General Motors one cost about 130 bucks to replace. I just recommend replacing the whole thing. Okay, so this is your new wiper assembly. They do have a recall on some of the vehicles. This vehicle didn't have one, that's why we're changing the whole thing. But it's the same part number as the recall part, but let's go ahead and install it. We're gonna stick this part right here is new on these, so we're gonna feed this under on both sides. Slide it back, and we're on. Go ahead and line up our bolts. Go ahead and start them. You always want to start all of your bolts before you tighten anything down. If you tighten one of them down, it'll be impossible to line up the other ones. So make sure you go ahead and line everything up before you tighten anything down. Next, let's go ahead and tighten our 310s down. I actually looked for a torque spec on these and I couldn't find it, so we're just going to go German tight and go good and tight. Once we got that done, let's go ahead and plug in our connector. Make sure you don't put your hands down in here anyway. This thing will cut your fingers off, and if it isn't aligned, it'll align itself up when you plug it in. So let's keep our fingers out of the way of that. Once we got that done, like I said, there's actually push-ins on this. You got, let me make sure you can see this. You got these ones right here. You see I have one missing here. It's still on the car. You're going to want to go ahead and remove that and put it back on here. If you don't, it'll be kicked up right here on the car from where it's sitting, and the cowl won't sit flat. Let's go ahead and take this, watch our hose right here. Gonna go around this side. Take it on. Plug our hose up. Get this corner piece out of our way. Line off all of our push-ins. Oh, this one fell off. Put that back in. Just like that. Go to this side. Line everything up. Push it down. You'll hear it all snap into place, and all of your connector spots right here for these push-ins will line up. While we got that done, let's just go ahead and install our push-ins. These push-ins on the two sides actually go through this, so don't put this one in until you set this on. Push those in. Put this rubber piece back on the hook here. Do this side the same way. Let's go ahead and put our two clips back in. All right, and then we're going to put our corner pieces back in. Same thing on this side. Just like that. All right, let's go ahead and install our two wiper arms. Line them up at the bottom. Stick it back on, push down in the middle to get it to go flat. Do the same thing on this side. All right, let's go ahead and put our two 15s back on. Just tighten them down, snug. We're going to go ahead and torque these down. The torque spec is 21 foot-pounds. Once we got that done, we go ahead and put our covers back on. Just like that. All right, let's go ahead and shut the hood. Make sure that the wipers work. Make sure they're good, they're still lined up. Some windshields will have a black line. This actually windshield doesn't. But just make sure it's lined up where you can't see it when you're inside the car. And you're done. Like I said before, some of these vehicles do have a recall on this wiper assembly. So before jumping in this job by yourself, take the VIN number, call your local dealership, and have them run a recall report on it. It could cost you nothing. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Click that subscribe button. Help me help you. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, or click one of these other videos wherever they are. Thanks again for watching.